how do you judge, is it gold, silver? As soon as you smell that wine, as soon as you taste the wine, you know immediately if it's pleasing to you or if it's not. You know that immediately. Then your brain kicks in and you start to use your intellectual senses, your mind. But the first...
To put words into what you're feeling.
But the first is a hedonistic sensitivity of just taste and texture and smell, and it is either pleasing to you or is not. There's nothing you can do to make it taste good if it doesn't taste good. Yeah, nothing you can say if it's a wow, this is great, then that's all is decided, yeah? And so then we need to intellectualize, to put words to it, to explain it or describe it, and then decide, well, okay, what kind of medal should it receive, and how will we describe this wine? But really in the beginning, and if we were to take people and put them around a table that are not even from the world of wine, didn't really know nothing about wine, and give them really well-made, excellent wines, and really poorly made, flawed, bad wine, they will tell the difference, even if they don't like that kind of wine. Yeah? Even if we give you Cabernet Sauvignon that has flaws, or if we give you a Cabernet Sauvignon that's great wine and you don't like Cabernet Sauvignon, you will be able to tell the one that's good from the one that's not good. You can tell. You can just tell. Because it's all about the fruit. Mm. It all has to do with the farming and the fruit. And there's a bell curve for ripeness. And this speaks to the hedonist senses that ever since we were living in caves and painting each other blue, okay, we know we like to eat grapes, we like to drink the juice of the grape, and if you let the juice of the grape sit there long enough, it starts to give you a good buzz, all right? Yeah, all right? Sure. So what we know, don't eat the green grapes because they make you sick. And we love raisins, they're sweet, they taste good, but don't eat too many of those because it's going to make you sick. But there is this perfect curve of ripeness, this little percentage where the grape is so perfectly ripe. Oh, when you eat that grape, oh, it's delicious. The acid and the sugar is balanced, the fruit is ripe, and it's so pleasing to you. You say, wow, this is the best grapes I've ever had. Well, if you make wine out of those grapes when they're just like that, the wine is going to be good if you just don't screw it up, if you don't make mistakes, right? So having to do with the ripeness of grapes and the quality of the science of making the wines, don't make flaws, don't make mistakes with the wine. If you can just herd those perfectly ripe grapes into the press that, ferment it, get it in the bottle, you can have a delicious wine. And then when somebody tastes it, it's like eating that perfectly ripe grape as opposed to eating one not ripe or one that's overripe. The overripe grape is kind of sweet, but you don't eat too many of them. They're not refreshing. You eat that perfectly ripe grape and it's so satisfying. I think that's how it is when we're tasting the wine. And you know immediately, your first sense is if it's good or if it's not quite right. You can tell. Then when you think about it deeper, you can really derive more information from the wine.